Ladies and gentlemen, teachers and unions, market women and farmers, piano bars and taxi drivers, boys and girls, presenting to you the Unity Party, Liberia's Iron Lady, and stand-up bearer for the Unity Party, Ellen Johnson Salif, Liberia, oh yeah!
Oh yeah! Unity Party, Unity Party, Unity Party, Ellen for President. Unity Party, Unity Party, Unity Party, Ellen for President.
We have come.
Mr. National Chairman of the Unity Party in the Americas, Dr. S. Gabaru Kalon, founding member of Unity Party, members of the High Table, officers-elect of the Unity Party chapter in Pennsylvania, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Liberians. At the outset, I wish to convey warm greetings to you from the President of Liberia, Her Excellency, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, standard bearer of the Unity Party-led government, whom I am proud to represent in the United States of America at this time. I feel honored by your kind invitation to serve as installing officer of this chapter of the Unity Party, and I congratulate you in organizing yourselves in support of your party in Liberia. As all of us know, after more than 14 years of a devastating fratricidal war which affected all of us, resulted in the death of thousands of Liberians, and destroyed basic infrastructure, the Unity Party-led government has, over the past 5 years, embarked on a reconstruction and development program based on a poverty reduction strategy which has 4 principal pillars. Pillar 1 deals with security sector reform, and I know all of you are aware that we have a new army, a restructured police force, and other security areas. The second pillar deals with economic revitalization. The third pillar, democratic governance and respect for the rule of law. And the fourth, infrastructure development and the provision of basic services to the Liberian people. For those of us who appreciate and support the vision of the standard bearer as reflected in the Unity Party's platform, we cannot but acknowledge that significant progress is being achieved in our country through institutional building as guaranteed by the Liberian Constitution and supported by President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf since our assumption of the mantle of leadership of our country in 2006. The recognition of the continuing progress in the vision and institutional reforms being pursued in Liberia has contributed to the widespread international recognition enjoyed by President Sirleaf and the level of support Liberia continues to receive. For example, through the recent forgiveness of over $4.7 billion in debt by the World Bank, the IMF, the Paris Club, and our development partners. Additionally, major American and multinational corporations are investing in Liberia because of their confidence in the leadership and the relative peace and stability our country now enjoys. These positive developments will provide added revenues to the government to do more to address some of the challenges we presently face in creating jobs for our people and accelerating the pace of development so as to impact the lives of many more of our people. The theme of this installation program, Institutional Building and Multi-Party Democracy in Liberia, is befitting and demonstrates your appreciation of the importance of these basic objectives to the acceleration and sustainability of democracy, peace, stability, and development in Liberia. As I have already pointed out, the Unity Party government is already engaged in this important national objective that you have identified. However, before proceeding with the installation of your officers, which is the main task that you have asked me to perform this evening, I should like to make some additional observations about your selected team. Since all nations face similar challenges in good governance and leadership, we must ask ourselves the following questions. What story do we want to be told about Liberia as we move forward? What choices do we as a nation have to make? And what type of leadership do we need? It is now important that all well-meaning Liberians reflect deeply on the choices we must make if our country is to move forward. Indeed, we must all welcome, embrace, and support the freedom of speech, the freedom of assembly, the government's support of multi-party democracy, and respect for the rule of law, all of which are important tenets of a democratic nation. At no time in the history of Liberia have such rights and privileges been extended so freely to Liberians throughout the length and breadth of our country. Indeed, this is a new day in Liberia, and only those who continue to bury their heads in the sand as the proverbial ostrich will refuse to accept or to acknowledge this emerging democratic era in Liberia brought about by the Unity Party government led by President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We must embrace and support this new democracy through our support of democratic institutions in Liberia, because it will eventually lead to democratic consolidation. Many studies have revealed that for most post-conflict countries such as Liberia, democratic consolidation can be achieved in about 15 years. However, with the continuation of the sustained, respected, and committed leadership of President Sirleaf, this could no doubt be accomplished within a shorter time frame. Let us make no mistake about it. We Liberians have an opportunity to do something good for our country when democratic elections are held in 2011. Liberians will be afforded the opportunity to make a choice between those who simply advocate change but have no tried and tested vision or platform as the present unity government to accelerate the reconstruction and development of Liberia and improve the quality of life of our people. My fellow Liberians, That is a choice. That is the clear choice that all Liberians must make. And I can only pray that we Liberians will make the choice for peace and continued stability which we now enjoy under the Unity Party government. I strongly believe that history, indeed posterity, will never forgive this generation of Liberians if we seek change simply for change and not in the interest of sustainable peace and development which we currently enjoy. So my fellow Liberians, members of the Unity Party chapter of Pennsylvania, let us remember that it is only when we have the interests of our country at heart and that sustained progress will be made. No longer should we permit our political decisions to be influenced by ethnicity. We must certainly change the paradigm in how we think about and engage one another. The Liberia that I know, and the Liberia that I dare say that we all truly love, consists of 15 different counties or political subdivisions, different tribes, and many dialects. But the one and most important attribute that we have in common is the one country, Liberia. With this understanding, we can and must foster reconciliation and achieve unity, which is the bedrock for collective and democratic success. I presume that all of you here in this room this evening and Liberians in the diaspora and at home can say in one strong, clear, and unified voice that we Liberians are and will be responsible for our Liberia. Although this chapter of Unity Party is not in Liberia, you have a tremendous opportunity to help rebuild Liberia and its democratic institutions. Therefore, you must stay involved, you must stay active, and you must make your voices heard. The democratic principles that you support will not only benefit Liberia today, but future generations of Liberians that will follow. I therefore challenge this chapter of Unity Party in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the United States of America, the birthplace of America's independence, in this city of brotherly love, to work with other chapters of Unity Party in these United States under the leadership of Mr. Gaia Fambule, to reconcile and resolve your differences, if any, in order to have a united and cohesive approach in support of Unity Party in Liberia. The central point is that unity is not only the name of this great party, but it must be the central objective. It is only through unity that the objectives of not only Liberia, but the success of all Liberians will be achieved. This is the challenge which we face as Liberians. And by God's grace, in union strong, success is sure. We cannot fail. I thank you.